Hello again. Whenever some subject crops up in the news, the same small group of supposed experts are always trotted out to talk about it. Every topic seems to have one or two people whose views are always sought when reporters want to explore it. In the case of home education, or homeschooling, as it is more often known these days, I am the go-to person. Parliamentary Select Committee wishes to investigate home education. I'm the man they call. The same goes for newspaper reporters and radio talk show hosts. Which is odd because it is now 17 years since I was actually a home educator. Still, those people have my number on speed dial, and I suppose it's easier to just ring me rather than hunt out some new guy. This morning I was, not for the first time, being interviewed by Nick Ferrari of LBC about this subject. It is the fourth time that he's had me on his programme talking about home education, but we always manage to pretend that we don't know each other and that we're strangers. In the description to this video, I give a link to the latest interview. I can be heard at about 2 hours and 6 minutes in. This was all prompted by some fool claiming that children educated at home are at risk of not developing social skills as they do at school. That is school, where one needs to ask permission to visit the lavatory, and everybody has to address their boss as sir. A perfectly normal social setting, right? The ideal place to acquire those social skills which will come in handy in the real world. Actually, the only setting I've ever encountered where the boss was addressed as sir and one had to seek permission to empty one's bladder was the army. I believe that it is the same in prison, but not generally in everyday life, of course. I thought I'd say a few words about home education generally because it's on the increase, and I've been something of a fanatic about this for many years now. It was a bit of a thing in some quarters back in the early 1970s, which is where I first came across the practice. School is not, and never has been, compulsory in this country. Never. The late Queen didn't go to school for a single day. It's never been a requirement of the law that you send a child to school. One can choose to send one's child to school, or if you wish, you can undertake the education yourself. You don't need to tell anybody what you're doing, and certainly you don't have to seek permission. I was irritated in that programme this morning to hear home education described as a right. It's not a right for parents, but a duty. Parents have a legal duty to educate their child by whatever method they choose. It is the child who has the right here, that is to say, the right to a full-time education suitable to his or her age and ability. Whenever I explain that school is not compulsory and that nobody needs to send their child there, a lot of people are puzzled and ask how it is then that parents are fined for taking their children on holiday in term time. The answer is simple enough. Although you don't have to send your child to school, once he or she is registered at school, then a legal duty kicks in which obliges you to send the kid regularly. In effect, by farming out the education in this way, you're signing a devil's contract with the state and you lose a lot of your own freedom. So why would anybody educate their own child? Well, the answer is simple. Learning in a relaxed environment with one-to-one tuition is a more effective way of teaching than having a class of 30 children. Children do better academically in that way. It means having a reduced income, of course, but that's a small price to pay for the satisfaction of knowing that your child is being well educated.